It's October and this is a garden update. You recall in the beginning it looked like this. Now what's left, I have these pepper plants that are still coming in pretty strong. We had a few cold nights. Looking peppers still. These are just bell peppers. My ghost peppers didn't come up this year. I'm getting a lot of buds, but it's getting cold. Still getting a lot of the cherry tomatoes. They're just growing wild over into the beans. Every once in a while we'll get a few more beans off here, but the cherry tomatoes are still coming in. It's like there's some over here. And finally in October I got an eggplant. Look at that. Out of all these eggplants, it's the only one that gave me a plant. This one had a flower on it, but something came and ate it off. This one just shriveled up. And now for the rest, this is what's left of the tomatoes. I'm ready to clean this up now, get these cages out, pull my bed rail stakes out of the ground. I'm using these bed rails for stakes to hold these cages. I'll leave these few tomato plants over here. They still have a few that have to ripen if it doesn't freeze. We've been covering these plants at night when the weather was really cold with some tops, tablecloths, what have you. The rest of the tops I have covering the firewood right now. So I have a couple of squash growing. I've been cutting these squash open and giving them to the chickens. They love the seeds. This section is, I extended the garden a little bit. And here's where we had the squash growing. I opened it up on the end so the chickens could come in here. I threw some of their grain in here so they start scratching and feeding in here. They'll be getting rid of all these weeds. I opened up the gate to come in, and this is the first time they've been in here pecking away. So I'm going to let them stay in here and hope that they don't get to my pepper plants. But I'll be cleaning this up. Any of these plants that don't have any tomatoes on them, and this one only has one that could ripen in the window. I'll be pulling them up, storing these cages, putting these poles away, and once these pepper plants are finished, I'm going to come in here with a tiller again and break this ground up. This ground got extremely hard this past year. Generally what I do at the end of the year, I'll dig trenches, and when the leaves fall, I'll put the leaves in the trenches and fill them back up. Like I'll dig a trench, put leaves in it, dig another trench, the dirt from one, and it moves the dirt around a little bit too. And that's what I'll be doing over here. I'm considering taking one of these plants and putting them in a tub and see if I could get them to grow inside. I don't know if that would work. But look at this one here, with all the buds coming out on it. And we did have more tomatoes over here. I had extra plants this year. The tomato seeds did extremely well, and I put these plants in buckets. Here's my cage for the animals. Here's my deer barrier. This is my deer barrier over here. So I put these tomato plants in here, and this dirt was a better dirt that was in here, but they didn't come out as well as the tomatoes in the garden. I don't know what the story was with these, but I'll be cleaning this out. All this has to be cleaned up. I have some lawnmower bags over here I have to put up, but all this has to be cleaned, straightened up. All these vines have to be taken down. Chickens arguing over their real estate. In the beginning of the season, I was picking up a lot of firewood, and I dropped the load over here because I had another pickup to do, and I really didn't feel like carrying it all the way to the back. And it's been here all summer, and I split about 2/3 of it, put it in the storage shed, and I just split this up the other day. I don't know what kind of wood this is. If anybody has an idea, post it in the comments down below for me. But this wood was very knotty, very grainy, and very difficult to split. I generally use this 8-pound splitting maul, but what I had to use a lot this time was the sledgehammer and the wedges. A lot of this wood was split with wedges, and I just have it drying out. It was, and for being out here all summer long, the inside of this wood was very wet, so I just have it out here drying a little bit. It might rain today. If it does, it does. This isn't for this year, this wood's for next year anyway. Once it dries up a little better, this will go into the shed with the rest of it. This is what they look like if the bark helps you, identify it. But this was extremely difficult. These are the last 3, and I have one over there. I have 4 pieces to split yet. This is what it looked like, and let me tell you, this was rough. One thing I did find out, this wood has a lot of worms in it. I don't know if they're ants. These little buggers here. The chickens love this. So what I started doing when I was splitting this wood, I would split some of it first. I would time it for when I let the older girls out. They seem to know what to do with it a little better than the younger birds. And about a half hour before I would let the birds out, I would come out here, split some of this wood up, and then pull the bark off it and let the girls have at it. They went crazy for these worms. I think these are ants. Hope they're not termites. But that's one of the reasons, if you look at my earlier videos on firewood, I don't store firewood in the house. I carry it in 5-gallon buckets. I use about 4 to 5 gallon buckets a night. I leave them outside. I take them in as I need them, let them warm up a little bit. But I don't keep the wood in the house for this reason. Look at this. Watch this over here. Where's my girls? I guess this all has a little bit to do with the garden update. I have a little chicken update in here too. Hey girls, come on. I went inside to upload this video, and I noticed the camera went out and a good part of the video was gone. Anyway, it's a little later in the afternoon. It won't be long before these chickens have to go in. Hey girls, come on. Come on, let's go. Come on. Come on. This is one of the teenagers over here. Yeah, come on. This is one of the first 2 that we had hatch. That's the rooster that we had for a while. Did a video on him and his brother when I separated them to go out to one of my neighbors for her hens, and they had a little bit of a rough reunion when he came back. But everything's right with the world with them now. What are you up to? And here's the new batch. Yeah, these guys over here. This one here we thought was a hen for the longest time. I have the little band on his leg. He's a rooster, he's a rooster, he's a rooster. All roosters here. Yeah, come here. It's funny, like I mentioned before, these chickens we raised from eggs. I handled them every day. The dog played with them every day. And the other chickens that I picked up, they were 2 years old when I got them. They're friendlier than these guys. And the breed's the same. Hey, hey pretty boy. Hey pretty boy. Yeah, you're getting big. Bad news for you, you get too big. Yeah, look at this guy. Yeah. Let's see. Have some corn over here for the... Today's the first day I'm giving them corn. They seem to like it. And here's the papa. There's the ant. These roosters will chase the older hens, and then this rooster will come out and chase them away from the hens. They are funny to watch. Here you go. He doesn't want anybody to have any. Come on, Moon. Come on. Here you go. There you go, big guy. Whoop. They are territorial. This was all weeds in here, and I've been using that hoop, moving around different spots, taking down the weeds. Oh, this is what I want to show you. This was in the other video. If you recall, when I first put the small chickens out here, this was all weeds. About 2 feet, 3 feet high. Weeds. Look at it now. They took it right down. I have that fencing leaned against the other fencing over there. Just gives them a little protection if something tries to swoop in on them. But now she belongs on the other side. She came in on the far end. She'll be going back and forth trying to figure out how to get out of here. This guy here. Oh, come over here, you. Come on. This guy here, I was hoping he was a hen, but another rooster. Look at the colors on these birds. Look at the colors. Yeah. And these guys are still flying around. The older roosters don't fly like these guys, but these guys fly like crazy. As I'm walking around the yard, you probably notice in the background all these pallets. I'll be using the wood from these pallets to make a chicken hutch. Instead of a coop, I'm going to make it like a rabbit hutch. I'm going to have it a few feet off the ground, high enough where a wheelbarrow could go underneath to clean it out. And I won't have to worry about animals burrowing in underneath. I don't know why these guys are so hungry today. They ate quite a bit this morning. Here they come. Here they come. Come on, girls. And these are the older girls. With the exception of this one here. That's one of the young ones. Okay. These guys didn't molt because they just came into the world, right? No molting for you. Not yet. Next year. This guy here, he likes the high ground. You can always find him perched up high somewhere. He's a little fresh once in a while. This guy bites every so often. Gotta keep an eye on him. Keep telling him he'd make a nice hat. Anyway, everyone, that's it for now. I gotta clean up. I gotta head in so I can get back out here before it's dark. I gotta round these guys up, make sure they're all in, so they'll be here tomorrow. Post them down below. If you enjoyed this video, found it entertaining, give it a like. And be sure to hit that bell. Ring that bell. This way you get notified whenever I upload a new video. Until next time, everyone, have a great day and stay safe. If you have any questions or comments,